And when you can get it from the bros, sometimes it's even better. It's even more juicy. I love it.
Oh, well, that is actually, I think that's hold on. I knew I heard this story before. Right here. Okay. Now, within that book, there is the interesting narrative of the life of Equiano, I call him. And he had been trafficked as from a little boy, an Igbo little boy, and he had this fear that he was going to be consumed by the Hawkins. Everyone thought they were going to be consumed. Okay. And in his autobiography, his words, and that's why, this is why the Hawkins loved this autobiography. It was written in the 1700s, was because it showed perseverance, strength, survival, all that kind of stuff. But really what it showed was grooming. So he was scared that he was going to be eaten by the Hawkins men with horrible looks and faces and long hair, red faces and long hair. Now, he is not physically consumed, he is spiritually consumed. That's what that's the undercurrent of this whole book. And Equiano first encounters Hunket cannibalism through romantic love and companionship with a young Hunket male shipmate. So Equiano thinks he's chosen because he's not downstairs, down in the bottom of the ship where all the sickness and darkness and enslaved people were. He was up in the private cabin of a Hunket man that was trafficking him from age 6 until an adult. He was trafficked 3 times. Right here. At the bedside is where Equiano stages his most intimate religious conversion moments. The first moment involves him and Richard, a grown-ass Hunket man, lying in bed in an embrace and then praying together at bedside. Later, Equiano will replicate this situation with an adult white tea Englishman and a semi-clad Native American youth. As kind as Richard is, he ultimately conditions Equiano to better play the role of slave. And another layer to this book to understand why the Hunket men are obsessed with black men is to understand that they see the black race, the whole race, as the lady of the races. Just like they saw this land turtle island as feminine because it was up to them to go and do the husbandry shit. And with all that seasoning and grooming and cultivating, at the end, Equiano says, quote, "I no longer looked upon them as spirits, but as men superior to us, and therefore I had the stronger desire to resemble them, to imbibe their spirit and imitate their manners. I therefore embraced every occasion of improvement." Right here, Equiano and Queen, that's the Hunket man, an African youth and an older Hunket man fall quickly into something of a Christian romantic relationship. On many occasions, they, like Equiano and Richard, stay up the whole night together talking about European Hunket culture and manners and the practice of those same customs in Equiano's homeland. See, this is the biggest problem I have with being a oncologist and Whitabetes treatment. I see it everywhere. And what a lot of black men don't understand is white tea men, no matter how close you are to these Hunket men, they're never going to see you as equal. They're going to always see you as a pet or in a feminine sense. And same with the Hunket heifers. Same thing. Anyway, I think that's enough deep thought. I've been getting too deep. I need to, I don't know. Some shit might be, I may have overexposure. Over Hunket exposure. I think so. So I'm going to go, y'all have a good weekend. Okay. I got to separate from these Hunkies.